MSU, a nice 69. Wisconsin, a not so nice 65. That's a great road win against a top 20 team for your Michigan State Spartans. And oh yeah, how about a former Spartan here to talk about it with us, Anthony Ianni. Let's get it popping.
You are Locked On Spartans, your daily podcast on the Michigan State Spartans, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
My Spartan friends, my Spartan family, I'm not even going to ask how you guys are doing because A, I can't hear your answer, and B, I know how you're doing. It's a victory after a road game at Madison. We're going to talk all up and down about that, and we're going to do it with this gentleman joining us today. And no, he's not just former Michigan State Spartan basketball player. No, he's not current author. No, he's not just current all-around awesome person. He's also a birthday boy today, Anthony Ianni. Happy birthday, my man. How on earth are you doing? Just bring us to church, man.
Man, thank you, Matt. I appreciate you having me on my day of birth, man. And I'll tell you what, man, it's been like, again, I'm thankful for the birthday wishes, the calls, the text messages. I'm going to try so hard not to get emotional right now because it's
sure
the last year of my life, man, personally has been a challenge for me. I'm not going to get into any detail about it, but just the wishes I got today, man, like it really goes to show like how much people really do care about me. And I cannot thank everybody enough for reaching out today. From the bottom of my heart, it really means a lot to me.
Everyone loves AI, of course. I love AI. Everyone listening loves AI. But you know who else loves AI? Is the team that used to play for Michigan State, because we have Anthony Ianni trivia coming at the end of this show. And while doing this, I found a stat that I just got to name right now. And it is, ever since you came to Michigan State in the 2009-2010 season, when Michigan State plays a game the day before, the day of, or the day after your birthday, so January 9th, January 10th, January 11th, Michigan State is now 11-0 when they play anywhere within 24 hours of your birthday. So how about that as a gift right there? And of course, it came in a no sweat fashion tonight, right? At the Kohl Center. Michigan State had the game the entire time. It was certainly not the 40th iteration of Michigan State versus Wisconsin, where it's one possession the entire game. And oh my God, a team goes up two possessions. That seems like a 15-point lead. It's over. And then AI, like who impressed you the most at the end? Because it's a tie between Malik and AJ Hoggard, who played like grown bleeping men down the stretch. But who do you give the end of the game MVP to?
I got to give it to Joey Hauser.
Okay, sure.
Because if you think about it, he hit that three to put us up. I think it was 2 with like 2 minutes to go or something like that. And
that was nice.
That's coming off a game too where he struggled, shooting wise. And so he needed a game like this. And so, and I think it shows our fans too, like, hey, like he may have one bad game, but then he comes right back and puts up 20 points. Like I gotta give a lot of credit to Joey tonight because Joey Buckets hit a big time shot tonight.
Buckets. No, I honestly, you hit the nail on the head right there, because even in the preview show yesterday, talking with Ryan Herons of Locked On Badgers, and he asked how's Joey Hauser doing because he has Wisconsin ties, and I said good the whole season, but the last game was kind of yikes. Like, hey, 10 rebounds, he performed well on the boards. He had a late bucket against Michigan that kind of sealed the deal, but did he have some horrible misses? And then it's like, oh man, we've seen this kid kind of have one bad game and then it snowball into horrible games. Or AI, how about this? How about just going on the road to a state where you're not like necessarily welcomed when you play basketball there, and just drop 20 points, 8 rebounds, 6 of 6 from the free throw stripe. Michigan State got to the line 17 times today, made 16 of those free throws. And that's something that Michigan State has just not been that great at so far this season, is getting to the free throw line. But 17 times, and they made almost every single one of them count. Like that might be the stat of the day overall. So we could talk up and down about who the player of the day is, but stat of the day, that's got to be one of them right there. And it's just the free throws.
And it's really not like how many times do you see a stat like that when it comes to Michigan State? Like
a lot on the other side.
Right, exactly. And on top of that, like they go and make like 16 out of 17. Like,
oh yeah.
It's an impressive stat. And I think the more and more Michigan State gets to the free throw line in games moving forward, like they're going to be a really tough team to beat.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And one more stat too, and this is a stat that I named after the Michigan game, and I'll probably continue to name this stat off. And this is from the AJ Hoggard Department of Not Turning the Ball Over. He did have 2 turnovers tonight. Look, Michigan State, yeah, the turnover bug was back, 14 turnovers. But I don't know about UAI, but like it's like Cole Center never put the basketball court on the ice tonight. Like it was almost an unplayable surface. So like some of the turnovers have to be credited to that. Of course, I'm not absolving Michigan State from every turnover, but like I don't know. Like, do you remember that being an issue back like when you played at Cole Center, that it was just a greased floor basically, or that never occurred to me, but maybe I'm misremembering.
No, I mean, when we played there, in the couple of years that I was there, like we didn't have that problem at all. And I don't know if that's just something that's just a one-time thing. I know when Tyson Walker slipped, like it was right in front of Wisconsin's bench, like, you know, right after the timeout. So even Robbie Hummel on TV was saying, you know, was there water, Gatorade spill something there? And so yeah, I mean, I found that very interesting that, you know, we had a lot of guys slipping tonight, but like you said, I mean, it didn't have, it had somewhat of an effect on us, but like, you know, we were able to rebound from that. And, you know, like you talked about in the beginning, like we got a big dub. It's not easy going in to the state of Wisconsin and winning a game like that. I mean, the Kohl Center is one of the toughest places to play. And the fact that you were playing a Wisconsin team that was coming off a loss to an Illinois team that's really up and down. And the fact that Michigan State goes in there, gets the win, and now basically puts that on their tournament resume moving forward. I mean, that's big for this team.
It is big too, and this is such a footnote that's maybe even completely off the page. But like also tonight, like Kentucky lost at home as 20-point home favorite South Carolina. Like that is no longer like even a great, maybe not even a good win for Michigan State. So to get any road win that you possibly can, look, you never apologize for road wins in the Big Ten. Yes, I know that Tyler Wall was out. Okay, that's
it doesn't matter. Okay? It does not matter.
I don't care if Wisconsin was playing 5 frat brothers on the court. Anytime you win in the Big Ten on the road, you're going to feel happy about that. And I'm sorry, my mind is in 100 million different places right now. I got the attention span of a goldfish. I am wired after that game. I should finish the stat I was going to say about AJ Hoggard, shouldn't I?
Do it.
But this was another impressive stat from AJ Hoggard. 2 turnovers, okay, which, you know, not great. Obviously, you'd like to have 0, if not 1, but 2 is still okay, solid-ish for a point guard, especially with the wonky conditions going on and as good of defense as Wisconsin plays around the perimeter. That's AJ Hoggard's 8th straight game, Anthony, with 2 or less turnovers. So yes, he did get benched long ago. It was it was after the Northwestern game, or before the Northwestern game, after he had the 4 turnover performance against Notre Dame. Turned it around big time, and I just man ball for him down the stretch. Ball for him. Like I love it.
It really is, especially like whenever he gets in the post and post point guards up, like he's tough to beat down there. Like he really is a post player in a point guard's body right now. But I really think the benching may have helped him. I really do think the benching may have been a wake up call for him as well. And you know, I'm just excited to see. You know, there was that old saying with the Detroit Lions, which shout out to them, you know, future's looking bright for them.
Let's go.
But like there was that old saying, like the Detroit Lions will go as far as old number 9 will take them. Matthew Stafford will take them. The same goes for Michigan State when it comes to AJ Hoggard. Like this team will go as far as AJ Hoggard will take them. And like if he can keep this focus up, man, defensively and offensively, like this team is going to be dangerous in the long run. They really will be.
Well said. I love that post player and point guard's body, because that's all you got in the last 3-4 minutes of the game. And not to mention too, like how many times can we see this guy hit clutch free throws with less than a minute in a 1 or 2 possession game? Like he is, hold on, knock on wood. He is ice water in clutch performances at the free throw line. Like just overall, obviously this season he's doing fantastic from the free throw stripe. I got the stat in front of me, 85% on the season, but man, in the final minute, the percentage is even higher. So it's been incredible for AJ Hoggard. We got to talk more about this game. No doubt about that. But first, sadly, I feel bad doing this to a birthday boy, but I got to kick you out of here just for a hot second, because I got to talk the people's ear off about betonline.net. We got some wild card weekend coming up, gang. That's right. We got games on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What am I talking about? How about Saturday, Sunday, Monday? The Friday night game I want to tease is the Illinois game. You can find all the props, all the fun lines at BetOnline because they are your number one source for sports betting info, stats, news, and analysis. Get the latest odds and trends for every professional and amateur league out there, from pro football to basketball. Hey, hockey's in the mix. We got some PGA golf going on in Hawaii as well. They got it all at betonline.net. And if you love sports podcasts, which I'm going to fetch a guess that you don't mind them if you're listening to this right now, you can find more of those at BetOnline as well. We are always the fastest and easiest way to get in on all of your sports betting action. So head to the website today, use your mobile device, learn more about the trends and action that is at BetOnline, where the game starts. Now let's get this birthday boy back into the mix. His name's Anthony Ianni. I don't need to introduce him. You already know who he is. And we are celebrating the 69-65 victory at Wisconsin. And look, I'm going to bring up a point, and I don't even know how I'm going to land the plane. Maybe you can help me here, but I was going to be a salty podcaster coming onto this show here if this game went south for Michigan State, because look, Stephen Crowell, great performance. He had 20 points, I think 15 points in the second half or something like that. Undeniable. When were they going to start calling the hooks around the defender's body? Were they going to do that the 19th time he did that, or the 20th time?
Dude.
When were they going to do that? And also, phantom travel call on Malik Hall when it should have been an and one. We're playing on a Mickey Mouse slip and slide court, which is ridiculous. So, I was about to be a very just undeniably bitter, salty fan here, but Michigan State even got above all of that. I mean, look, it wasn't a total ref show all game, but in key spots, it was 8-on-5 and got above that to win. And God, just a gutty win. I'm really trying not to be prisoner of the moment, but best win of the season, especially considering how bad Kentucky is now in hindsight. Is it maybe? I don't know. Am I crazy? I might be crazy.
No, I don't think you are. And you talk about the 8-on-5 scenario. I mean, it was 8-on-5, just a few days ago in East Lansing. I mean, we're not going to talk about that, but I think this team kind of has that motto of, anywhere, anytime, any place, and kind of a us versus them mentality. And so I think we know, by we, I mean Michigan State, they're not going to get calls on the road. They're not going to get those calls from the referees. They know they're going to get hosed a couple times. So, but they got to play through that, and that's what they did tonight. But I think right now, if you look at the resume, yes, as of right now, Wisconsin is the best win. And then I would maybe put Kentucky if Kentucky can, get their, stuff going. But if you think about this too, the Penn State win's looking good too. Because Penn State is playing very, very well right now. I mean, I think they're 13-6 or something like that, or 12-5, something like that.
They're humming.
Yeah, they are. They are a very good team. And so, and I'm not sure if we get a shot at Northwestern again this year. I'll have to go back and look at the schedule. But, the Northwestern loss isn't as crazy as it looks right now too, because they are on a hot streak right now.
I know. I forgot what bracketology it was that I'm looking at, because I look at about 40 a day. But there was one that had Northwestern as the first team out of the tournament. And in a lot of these that you're seeing, Penn State they're either in that last four in or the last four buys or whatever. There are some that have them out, but the majority has Penn State in. So that is a tournament team on the road that Michigan State has got to win against. And I mean, look, no shortage of big games coming up for Michigan State, right? This was the first of 5 games, or maybe the second of 5 games. I'm sorry, I'm doing a horrible job right now at looking at my notes.
Might be the second.
Second of 5 games here where they only have 2 days of a break here.
Yep.
And
Michigan,
how
Wisconsin. Oh, it's funny. I was talking to Austin Thornton about this last Friday when I went and watched practice day before the Michigan game. I said, AT, we've never had you and I didn't have a schedule like this. This is insane because it would go, the games would either go Tuesdays and Saturdays, or Tuesday, Sundays, because that's what ESPN and the Big Ten, as far as contract purposes goes, at the time, did. But now you got Fox Sports involved, you got BTN, you got CBS. So the games are now anyway, and they're playing on MLK Day, which they only get I think a day in between Illinois and which is mind boggling. I'm like, why would you even schedule something like that? I get the purpose of the day, absolutely, but it's why would you schedule that?
It's
why
aggressive.
Would you not schedule? Yeah, it is.
It's aggressive.
So, but again, there's a reason why Coach Izzo put Gonzaga on the schedule. There's a reason why he put Kentucky on the schedule. There's a reason why he went to go play Alabama and those teams out in Portland. He was doing that to prepare his guys for this schedule, because as you and I know, the Big Ten is the SEC when it comes to basketball. It is one of the toughest, grittiest, and best conferences in the country. So that's why Coach Izzo did it, because, he knows that this schedule is going to get brutal. Now you got to go on the road to Illinois. Then you got to play Purdue. And then I think you got to play. I
think it's Rutgers at home.
Yep,
which
Rutgers.
Is still tough. Yeah.
Yep, and then you got to go play Iowa, and then you got to play Indiana. So like it's a tough stretch, and like Coach Izzo said, if they can get through this stretch, winning 2 out of 3 games, or like 3 out of 5 or something like that, he's going to take that. Because I was thinking about this when I was driving home, Matt. I think whoever wins the Big Ten Conference is either going to have 5 or 6 losses.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't see a team that's going to be like, oh, well, they're going to be 16-4, or they're going to be 18-2, or they're going to be 17. No, like whoever wins this conference this year is going to likely end up with 5 or 6 losses.
I agree wholeheartedly, because I thought last year that, like, hey, Purdue was a hop in the driver's seat, they'll lose twice. But no, that didn't happen. If they couldn't do it last year, then I could see it just being a complete bloodbath at the finish line. And it speaks a lot to what Izzo said a few weeks ago. We brought this up on yesterday's show really quick, but like, this is the deepest the Big Ten has ever been in a long time.
Yes.
And he also added the disclaimer of not the best. He did not say the best. He's not the most talented the Big Ten's ever been, but yeah, any given night, like, there's 13 teams that could really pop you. And even sometimes Minnesota, that 14th team, gets squirrely, like they almost beat Wisconsin not too long ago. So like, it's just like no easy outs. And I do want to correct that stat that I completely botched earlier. This was Michigan State's second of 5 games where they do just have that 2-day break coming up, just like you alluded to. Friday against Illinois, and then you get Saturday, Sunday, but 2:30 tip against Purdue. So
exactly.
You're not even enjoying the full morning of Monday to recover. So it's a gauntlet. But you're the second person whose opinion I highly respect to say that, where Izzo schedules those early season games, right? Mm-hmm. Gonzaga, Kentucky, all those games that we were kind of losing our mind in the offseason about. But they kind of schedule those games to win these kind of games. And the other guy that said that was Graham Couch, wrote in his column, Lansing State Journal, that that's why they beat Michigan, because they were in an uncomfortable spot. They played in uncomfortable games, like the aircraft carrier game. Not comfortable whatsoever. So there it was.
Right, exactly. And that's why, like, early in the season, when I was on Twitter at the time, I'm off it now, and best decision I made so far. Thank you. I appreciate that. But when I was on it back in the fall, and then we were scheduling all these games, everybody was like, why would they do this? Oh, there goes the NCAA tournament. Like, it's like, guys, like, that's why he scheduled these games, because he wants to get an idea of what his team is like, because he knows the Big Ten is going to be tough, and he knows that once it comes tournament time, his guys are going to be ready because of the schedule that the gauntlet that they just played and dealt with. So the gauntlet that they went through in the fall, or late fall, is the reason why they're going to get through this gauntlet in the next week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah, nailed it. And before we flip the page, move on to other topics here, anything else that came to mind about this game? Just really quick, I thought Carson Cooper maybe had his best game to Spartan. Like, it wasn't perfect, but for his limitations and just how raw he still is, like, good on you. That was not bad.
Honestly, Matt, I really think that moving forward, I think we're going to see a lot more Carson Cooper, because just how physical he was with Hunter Dickinson. Like, he made it tough on him on Saturday, and just how physical he was tonight. Like, I think that's going to be his role moving forward, is to be that guy that's going to be physical with you on the defensive end. Offensively, like, just do your thing, go set some ball screens. If you get an additional offensive rebound and keep the ball alive, like, that's fine. That's going to be your role. But I think defensively, he provides a little bit more than Jackson Kohler does right now, because as you saw early in the game, Jackson Kohler was a little slow on his feet. Like, the up and unders, were beating him tonight. But then when you add Carson Cooper in the mix, he wasn't falling for those fakes. He wasn't falling for those up and unders. So I thought he did an incredible job, and I really think we're going to see a lot more of him moving forward. Plus, he's been on the scout team too, so he knows the scouting, the in and out of the scouting report, and who he's playing on the scout team. So I think that's a big thing, the big upper advantage that he has right now. Yeah,
and so he tied his career high of minutes played tonight, 12 minutes, and it was a very early switch away from Jackson Kohler, Kohler obviously not laterally the quickest guy or whatever, but like I will give him an NIL deal if just for once he doesn't bite on the pump fake on that move that guys just absolutely grill him on. It's every time he jumps, and I think Izzo said, "All right, that's enough, Mr. Cooper over there. You'll be taking the court for 12 minutes. Good luck. They're going to throw hooks at you. They're going to barrel your shoulder into that, but go get him." I think that because like another year in the weight room, I think can pay dividends for him. And I want to be careful how I word this. I'm not saying he's going to be the next, Steven Crowell. But on yesterday's show, Ryan Herrings of Locked On Badgers says that, yeah, Steven added like 20 pounds of muscle, 25 pounds of muscle in the offseason, and he's become a much, obviously, more physically gifted player, but imposing the Big Ten. I don't think Cooper's going to be imposing next year, but he'll have more weight to throw around because he does throw his body around right now. Just add a few dozen pounds. I mean, lock him into Brody.
And he's athletic too. He's really athletic too,
yeah.
Matt. And like once he learns, like obviously getting a year under his belt as a freshman in the college game, like he's really gonna like work on his game even more. And he's like I said, he's so athletic. You throw the ball up to him, he's gonna go and get it. So I think obviously he's gonna benefit a lot this offseason. Like, and like you said, the expectations are not setting high or anything like that. Like this is where he's starting off right now and where we think he can go next year.
Even just like a guy that's maybe six points a game next year. I don't know. Keep fighting off your 10, 12 minutes a game. I'm not asking for Naismith numbers, but yeah, it was an encouraging sign what we saw tonight. Overall, hey, look, I know that MSU got grilled in the post, but they went away from the double team in the second half, which I thought was the correct move to do. And obviously, sort of turned out in a win. So yeah,
hey, there you go. There you go.
It worked out. So. Yeah, there you have it. I got to ask you really quick before we get to some Anthony Ianni trivia here.
Oh, boy.
How was your reunion weekend over in the Michigan game? Like,
oh, my God.
Walk us through that whole weekend as the forward
player. It was so much fun, man. I actually worked out of our Lansing office this Friday, and I was able to get off work early. So I went out and watched practice, got to see some of the guys. And I was told on Friday, we had over 300 alums coming in. 100 what was it 100 plus former players, 75 plus managers, and like over 50 plus secretaries. So awesome. I mean, it was just incredible. And just like as you know, when it comes to the rivalry against Michigan, like it means a lot more to us alums. And so for us to like not only witness a win but to get out with a win, the reunions are much more fun when you win, because whenever we lose during reunion weekend, it's not like it's like the air's let out of the balloon. Like everybody's just not into it anymore. But it was awesome. Then we had a gathering at Hall of History, and and Coach Izzo talked to us, and then we all went out to the field house afterwards, which Coach Izzo came out and joined us. I was like, man, I've never seen this man at a bar in my exactly. Wow. I was like, I've never seen this man at a bar in my entire life. This is the first time for everything for me. And so, but just the as you know this, Matt, like the family atmosphere that is Michigan State, and just like
it's unbelievable. Yeah.
It's and I think somebody said it best to me, like, you can go to Duke, Kentucky, I'm sure they got reunions, but when it comes to what we got in Michigan State, there's no comparison, man. So, and that was actually the first time we've all been together too, because, we had a reunion last year, but we didn't have like a gathering afterwards because of COVID. So
gotcha.
For us to be able to have it this year, it meant a lot to a lot of us, and everybody was just really happy to be back.
That's awesome. Who runs the show when you guys meet up? Like, who's the biggest character, I guess, amongst the former players?
Pep.
Okay.
Poplawski, man. It's not even close. Like when he walks in, man, like the attention's going to be on him, because he's one of the biggest guys in the room.
Yeah.
And I remember, I'll tell you the story really, really quick. So we went to the upstairs part of the field house. It was closed, but we went up there to take a big picture, and Poplawski goes, "Hey, I'm gonna go turn on the lights. I'm gonna start serving some drinks over here." And we're like, "What lights?" So he turns on the lights to the bar that's over here, and he was actually looking around, and we all start laughing. I'm like, nice. he seriously went over there and act like he owned the place. So Pep's a character, man, and we love him, man. He's the mayor. He's the mayor when he comes back to the reunions, man. Everybody knows him.
That's awesome. Well, hey, tonight on your birthday, and of course, undefeated on your birthday day. Let's not forget that celebration as well.
11-0.
11-0. We need to schedule a triple header, January 9th, 10th, and 11th next year. Needs to get put. I'll reach out to Kevin Palga and see what he could do there. But
I'm coming for Undertaker's 21-0 WrestleMania record streak now.
We broke the halfway point, so let's
halfway there.
Keep that run. To round out the show, though, we need to put all the focus on the birthday boy, Anthony Ianni. So we have 5 questions here that are Anthony Ianni themed.
Man.
You'll understand what I mean here. Okay, you came to Michigan State in the 2009-2010 season. You were there in the 2010-11 season, and of course, 2011-2012 season. That's a 3-year window. Okay, 10 to 12. All right, I just want to make sure all the listeners understand this here. In that 3-year span that you were there at Michigan State, who scored the most points for MSU?
In the 3 years I was there?
3 years? Yeah, when you were there just watching someone fill up a hoop, who's doing it the most? I know.
Oh, man.
I should have dramatic music.
Yeah, where's the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Oh, man.
You got this. I believe in you. You got this.
It's gotta be Draymond, right? It's gotta be Draymond.
It's got to be Draymond, Anthony, because it is Draymond. He scored 1,395 points. That's right. All right. Hey, there we go.
My second was Kalen Lucas. My second was Kalen.
And I believe he is second place, actually. So you would not be too far off there at all. So look at you rocking and rolling. AI, you were there for the 2010 Elite Eight game against Tennessee. Spoiler alert, in case anyone hasn't seen that game yet. Michigan State won that one by 1 point. Anthony, who was the Spartans' leading scorer in your 2010 Elite Eight game at Michigan State to get you to the Final Four? I know. I would not have gotten this right. This was a little too far back in the memory bank for me. So how good is your memory bank, though?
I know Raymar Morgan hit the free throws.
Sure did. Oh, yeah. You got that right.
But Darrell was named the most outstanding player for the region. So I'm going to go Darrell Summers.
2 for 2. Look at you. Darrell Summers filled the hoop, 21 points. And I completely forgot about this, just how efficient he was. 8 of 10 shooting from Mr. Summers in that game against Tennessee. Anthony, what number did you wear in college? This isn't the question, but this is setting up for the question.
I was going to say.
That'd be insulting.
I was like, come on now. 44.
44. Anthony, who was the next player to wear the number 44 after you graduated?
Gabe Brown.
Who was? Is it though? Is it? Or is it? Is it Nick Ward in the 2016-17 season?
I forgot about Nick.
I thought it was Gabe Brown too, to be honest. I know.
You know what? It makes sense now because Gabe was 13 his freshman year. And I forgot about that, and then he switched from 44 after that. Dang it, I should have known that.
Nick Ford. All right, now we're getting into tough territory. And honestly, like any Spartan fans that get this right, like you are a not so fan. Okay, so let's start with this one. The last one is going to be incredible if anyone can get it right.
All right.
But before that, since you left, as you went to Okemos High School, is that correct? You went to Okemos.
Yes, sir.
So I just want to triple check on that one. What 2 players have played on Michigan State that are from Okemos since you have played there? There have been 2 guys that have come from Okemos to play for Michigan State since you left.
Well, obviously, Connor George is one of them.
CG is one of them.
Shout out to my little bro, CG. And then Dan Chapman. Dr. Swag.
Danny C. Yep, that's right.
Dr. Swag, baby.
Dr. Swag. I was not hip to that nickname. That's hilarious.
We called him D Swag all the time, and now Dan's a doctor, so I call him Dr. Swag.
Oh, snap. Legitimate Dr. Swag. Let's go.
Legit Dr. Swag.
Oh, man. And AI, you know what? One more time, just to stroke your ego on the way out. You are one of 5 players in Michigan State program history to win both an Unsung Player of the Year award and the Walk-On of the Year award. One of just 5 players to do so. Now, I think it'd be crazy to ask for people to name the next 4.
I was going to say, you're not gonna ask me to name the next 4, are you?
I'm not. I was just going to say, can you name 1 or 2 others? But obviously, I'm going to give all 4 names here. And if you could get all 4, go to Tom Izzo's house and tell him that you got all 4 of these because you're the best State fan, and he personally should know this. Tell him I sent you. He definitely knows who we are. So, yeah. He knows who you are, obviously, but yeah, it wouldn't work out.
So I'm actually going to take my shot and name all 4.
Go for it. Let's go. Okay.
So Timbo's Walk-On Award was started after. So I'm trying to think of walk-ons.
I believe it started. One of these awards started in 2007, just to give people a time frame.
The Walk-On Award was 2007.
So that's the window we're working with here. Yeah. So I'm not going to have a player from like 1979. Right. Like that'd be crazy.
I was going to say like you that'd be nuts to do that. Jumping Johnny Green.
Yep, nailed it. That's one. No, I'm kidding.
But let me see here. So myself, I'm gonna go Kobe Wollerman.
Yep. All right, that's one.
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with
1 for 1. That's strong.
Yeah.
That's
strong. I'm trying to think here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Connor George.
Did Connor George? Yeah, Connor George. Yep. That's 2. That's 2.
Right.
2 down. 2 down.
I'm gonna go the next one. I'm gonna go with.
It's very exciting.
Wow. Oh man, I'm trying to think.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm gonna go Dan Chapman.
No, I'm sorry.
Dang.
I'm sorry. I know. Tough. That's a tough gauntlet to run.
CG, Colby, myself.
Yep.
I'm just trying to go through the list here.
Sure.
Oh, Kenny Goins.
Oddly enough, no.
Seriously?
Oddly enough, I might have to double check that because, or triple check that rather. But no, he is not in my notes for that.
Man,
one more strike, and I'll give you the other 2 here.
I'm gonna take one more crack at this one.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to go through the list here of walk-ons and everything. Matt Van Dyke.
Matt Van Dyke. That is a third one. Well, let's go rocking and rolling here. That's the hardest one to get, I think. Personally, the pride of Imlay City. Let's go. So you got one more to go if you want a last second crack at it.
All right, trying to go through all the teams here. So myself, CG, Matt, Colby. It's gotta be Keebs, Mike Keebler.
It's got to be Keebler because it is Keebler. Oh, man, you did it. That was an incredible run. And you didn't strike out. You just used 2 of the 3 strikes right there.
You might as well rename that category the Okemos Wolves category, the Okemos or the Okemos Chiefs, whatever they want to call us these days. Man.
Sure, the Pride of Okemos award right there. But
there you go. There you have it. I love that.
Hey, good showing in trivia. Great showing for our Michigan State Spartans on the hardwood tonight. Anything you want to shout out really quick before you go? Anything you want to plug? Anything you want to tease here before we kick you off the stream and get you to enjoy the rest of your birthday?
Hey, man, again, I just want to say shout out to Spartan Nation. Shout out to everybody that wished me a happy birthday on social media, text messages, voicemails. Like, you guys have no idea how much y'all mean to me from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys so much. I love you. Go Green.
We love you more, AI. You're the best, an absolute legend. So are you guys. Anyone that listen, anyone that watch, please rate, review, subscribe, and more importantly, hey, tune in tomorrow. Should be another fun show. And then, hey, we'll be previewing the Illinois game as well at the end of the week. But until then, hey, go enjoy this win. Love you all, especially you, AI. That's right. Go Green. Let's go.
11-0.